Good morning, everyone. Darius Dale here to present our macro minute for Wednesday, November 24th, 2021. Starting with markets, we got stocks down, commodities down, crypto down, dollar up, global bond yields down this morning. Big movers, Japan's Nikkei 225 and Bitcoin both off about 1% or 2% rather. On the economic front, we rounding out the flash PMI data for the month of November. U.S. manufacturing index ticked up to 59.1 in line with consensus expectations. It's the highest number we've seen in a couple of months. U.S. services disappointed consensus expectations for an increase and actually slowed to 57.0. That's the lowest number we've seen in a couple of months. The reason that's alarming, getting my pen ready here, that's an issue because we really do need the services sector to take the handoff from fiscal stimulus to avoid a collapse in growth next year. It's already baked into the expectations. If you look at Bloomberg consensus expectations for growth, so this is the services PMI in the U.S. It's obviously moving in the wrong direction. We obviously know we have COVID in the winter to deal with as an issue that's still out there as an overhang on growth. But the reality is we really do need to see a big pickup in services sector consumption in order to again avoid that fumbled baton, if you will, in terms of the handoff from fiscal to a more stable economy. Mixed leading survey data from the rest of the world. They represent the first signs of a peaking post-Delta bounce in economic activity and in global growth. So we got the Bank of Korea manufacturing business survey that actually was flat in November at 88, taking it back to the chart. That's tied for the lowest number we've seen since March. Bank of Korea, not a non-manufacturing business survey that actually slowed to 83 in November. France INSC, that business confidence index, ticked up to 113.5 in November. That's the highest number we've seen since December of 2000. While on the other hand, Germany's IFO business expectations index ticked down to 94.2 in November. That's the lowest number we've seen in a couple of months into some potential lockdowns over in Germany. Looking at today's probable range setups, we got overbought signal in the VIX, US dollar Canadian loonie, 10-year tip shield, oversold signal in the DAX, Russell 2000 in gold. S&P 500's probable range setup minus 0.8% downside versus 2.5% upside. WTI minus 1.5% downside versus 12.6% upside. Bloomberg Dollar Index minus 1.7% downside versus 0.1% upside. 10-year Treasury yield, knife fight there. Middle of its range, 15 basis points of downside versus 14 basis points of upside. Bitcoin's at the lower boundary of its probable range with 23% of upside. Ethereum's got 3.8% downside to the lower boundary of its probable range versus 22% upside. And then lastly, gold is probing the lower boundary of its probable range as well with 6.7% upside. So with that, Darius Dale presenting our macro minute for Wednesday, November 24th, 2021. Happy Thanksgiving out there for all of you guys celebrate. Catch you back here on Friday.